Alright, I guess I can go ahead and talk about Sonic Forces now. Hey guys, Steven291 here, and E3 is finally upon us! I think we have around about a week left, if memory serves me properly. So, yeah. Sonic Forces, we know it's going to be over at E3, so I might as well take the time in order to speak my opinion on it, in which case, I'm one of those people who is totally hyped out of my mind for it. For those of you who have watched my channel before, you know that I enjoy the Sonic character stuff. Hell, I have the whole Sonic Stories thing, so as a fan, this is very important to me. It makes me all freak out like mad. But of course, I know there's a lot of concerns going on with the community, and there's tons of videos all over the internet asking, what's up with Sonic Forces? Why is Classic Sonic going to be different in a certain way? And of course, who is the third character? So today I'm hoping to talk a little bit about what I know, as well as from what I've heard, and hopefully we'll be able to piece together what we might learn at E3 for Sonic Forces. So let's go ahead and begin with what we know. First off, we do know that of Modern Sonic, we'll be using the Boost gameplay. For those of you who don't know what Boost gameplay is, basically the daytime stages out of Sonic Unleashed and what was in Sonic Colors is referred to as the Boost gameplay. This is the first type of gameplay style that we will be seeing within the game, or supposedly be seeing with the game. We could be starting off with Classic Sonic, or we could be starting off with Modern Sonic. Personally, I think story and narrative-wise, starting off with Modern Sonic would make sense, and then Classic Sonic would get thrown into the fray via some time travel, which we do slightly know is going to be involved, mainly because Classic Sonic is there. So we do know that the timeline gets fucked with at some point in the game. We don't know when, but it should get interesting with how time travel plays in. And we do also know that this takes place in a point of time where Eggman, still a little bit off of my voice line changes from the last Sonic Stories episode where I actually discussed the origin of Eggman, which you can go ahead and check out. It took a long time to make, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, trust me. Anyway, going back on to more about our lore of the story here, we know that Eggman has taken over. In fact, he's around 90% of the way of taking over the entire world. And Sonic is now part of a resistance force that is going on. Hence the tagline, Join the Resistance, which I'll get into later about what makes that line so important. And it will make sense soon enough. But that's a whole lot that we know. I mean, we have seen like robot designs, we have seen some of the gameplay that'll be going on for both Modern and Classic Sonic. However, Classic Sonic's gameplay is still in its alpha stage, and we've only seen Green Hill Zone, which I know a lot of fans are pissed off at. Obviously, Green Hill Zone will have its place inside the game. However, doesn't mean it's going to be the only stage. I'm excited to see new stages or like changed up versions of classic stages, because like we see with it, it's covered in sand, which makes no sense unless something really messed up happened to Green Hill Zone. Like, holy crap, something really bad must have happened in the timeline or with Eggman's control over the stuff. But anyway, we can get a little bit into Classic Sonic's gameplay. Is that we have been told is that there will be slight changes to what's been happening with his gameplay in Generations. And I think this actually makes sense, because, little bit of spoiler warning for Sonic Generations, for those of you who have not beat it. In the final scene of Sonic Generations, before Sonic and Classic Sonic part ways, Classic Sonic actually tries out to do a homing attack, or as they refer to it in the game, the homing shot, in order to, actually perform the move. However, he doesn't do it too well and he actually fails. I believe we will be seeing the Classic Sonic performing the homing attack in the Sonic Forces game, mainly because who's not to say that he has not been practicing that actual attack. Furthermore, for those of you who have been keeping up with Sonic Mania, you know that they added a new move, and I believe we'll be seeing this new move in Sonic Forces as well, mainly because it's something new for the Classic Sonic character, so it makes sense they'd be throwing it in for the Classic Sonic character, and they might have a little bit even more twists. Will they be taking him into 3D, like a 3D Classic Sonic moving? I don't think so. It doesn't seem like something that would aid to whatever's going on, but with the additions of the homing attack as well as this new move that we have in Sonic Mania, I think that will justify calling it a different gameplay style, or a modification of the gameplay style to be more accurate. Now, of course, the big who's done the Wow House going all over Sonic Forces is who is this third character? The only thing that we've seen thus far is a silhouette. Give me a second. Here's not supposed to do that. But, yeah. This new character is something of a mystery. We're not entirely sure. We've seen the silhouette, and there are many people speculating. Don't worry, I'm not going to do the whole Bubsy meme, because I think it's stupid. Sega doesn't even own the rights to Bubsy, and Bubsy is a dead character. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, just go onto Twitter and look up hashtag Sonic Forces, and you'll see the pictures everywhere of people making this joke. There are other people also, of course, saying that it's going to be Big the Cat. However, obviously, it's not going to be big because, you know, ears are not long and pointy enough, and he's not fat as hell. So, all jokes aside, who is the character? Well, I basically just thought, like, okay, they've told us that the character is someone who we're not going to expect. Which, by the way, is a total paradox, mainly because if you predict any character, then that means that that character has the potential of being incorrect. And since, because they said it's not who you expect, it could theoretically be totally incorrect, in which case then you have to speculate about someone else. However, again, it's a paradoxical loop, mainly because by saying it's a character you not expect, and then you come up with the character of what you're expecting of it, and then it's saying not going to be that character, then you have a problem. So, of course, on the serious side, people believe that maybe Atawain Nicolette, which is a character from the comics. However, obviously there's a lot of issues with this. While he does share similar designs, Atawain only has 2 prongs on the side of his face, and obviously he's not carrying around his sword, nor does he have the little hairstyle. The other issue with the silhouette is that he is wearing gloves and shoes similar to the style of how Sonic and Tails wear gloves and shoes, which we don't see with many characters in the comics, as a matter of fact. The only ones I've been able to think of, I'll be bringing up later, based on the species of what the character is. Because if there's anything that we do know that is consistent among Mobians, is species. Between both the comics and the games, they have very similar rapid-fire style that you can pinpoint for what a species character will be. Most believe the character is feline. I believe it's a type of feline, however, I think it's a more specific area of feline Mobian, and that is the lynx. However, I'll be going over some of the other theories. So mainly a lot of people have been thinking it's full feline. However, there's obviously the issue of where the ears are not triangular enough. In other words, he has acute triangles on top of the head instead of having isotopic triangles on top of the head, which is typical of cats. The other thing we don't see on the character is a tail. And this is a big problem because the tail is normally a very easy way to tell what species a Mobian is. So by hiding the tail on purpose, we're not going to be able to tell what the character is. Now then, we get into a little bit of things, is that the character does slightly resemble a wolf. And this is the other theory that's been going around. Wolves tend to have the very pointy ears. However, there are 2 issues with this. Again, we don't see the tail. 2, the wolf species do have those sideburn spikes we're used to seeing, but not to the extreme of factor as what we see in the Sonic Forces silhouette. This said, though, it could be a redesign, so we don't know. But the other issue that comes up with wolves is that they tend to be very muscular unless they're female. And based on the silhouette, we cannot tell if they are a he or a she. Now, then, there are a few outliers to this, however, it's very problematic in order to tell. Some people are also theorizing that it might be one of the members of Acorn. However, the Acorn family tend to have rounded ears, so it doesn't really help out there. So then, now comes to my point of why I think it is a lynx. See, the lynx race of Mobians tend to have the 3 prongs on the side. They also tend to be known to be either very quick or very adept at what they're doing. And of course, the other bit that we do know is that they have very short end tails, similar to that of rabbits, hence why we don't see a tail on the character. Now then, of course, there's still the issue that the ears don't line up. Lynxes have very long ears. Now then, again, since this was a redesign, this could be a thing, or it could, be a genetic defect in the character. Do I think that this would be something that'd be explained off? Maybe not. When it comes to lore-wise things, lore in-game is not Sega's suitable style. Characters that this could potentially be would be Lightning Lynx, who is a very popular character in the comics. However, the problem with having Lightning Lynx be this character is that Lightning Lynx is a bad guy. He's a part of the Dudaroks, which is the opposite of Chedioks. Basically, they are a group of 4 mercenaries that were originally formed by a character known as Mammoth McDull. And these are characters I'll be going over in Sonic Stories at some point, but the basic thing you need to know is that Lightning Lynx was part of the Lynx clan from the Dragon Kingdom. However, he ended up getting taken in after being kicked out. There are also obvious design issues with Lightning Lynx being the character, mainly due to he wears boots as well as gloves, and causes all kinds of issues. And I have seen people discuss this, that since it is a redesign, it could technically be him, but we're really not sure. There's also another character who is a Lynx that has been a hero in the past. However, he has a strange, weird power where he basically causes bad luck around everyone. His name's escaping me at the moment, but if any of you read Sonic Universe and have the Secret Freedom Fighters arc, he is in there as the Joker. But this brings me on to the other factor, and that's the tagline, "Join the Resistance," and of course also this ambiguous silhouette leads some people to theorize that we may actually get to create our own character. And this actually made sense to me. When I saw it going around on the web, I ended up hearing it through Sega Bits, and they said it was a theory going around. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do some research on this. And it kind of lines up when you think about it. With the tagline, "Join the Resistance," you, the player, would be able to get to create your own Mobian that you would play through. Now then, what does this mean? Well, we do know that this is going to be a voice-acted story, so, and with the character playing a part in the plot, they can either do 2 options here. They can either make him mute, or they can make it so you can customize your own voice. Personally, I think it's going to be voice customization, similar to what we've seen in Saints Row. So mainly, you select a preset, and then you can change the pitch on that preset for what the voice sounds like. In which case, then, they go through all the lines, and works out pretty well. However, this is where it gets into a little bit of problematic, is when you make your character that only you know and you play, you have to either have a set name or a set title that they call the character. So with the tagline, "Join the Resistance," and being part of the Resistance, my guess is that I'm either going to be calling you either Corporal, Captain, General, Private, something like that along those lines, or have a set name for your character that would be totally gender ambiguous that anybody could relate to. Now then, personally, like, having the title is what I would prefer, mainly because, like, Saints Row pulls this off very well. You don't have to worry about naming the character because your character is always referred to as the Captain by everyone else. So you don't have to worry about it. He's just the Captain. He could have any name, any appearance, or she could have any name and appearance whatsoever. Do I believe that we'll be able to see both male and female characters? Yes. Is it a little bit gender boxed as well? Hell to the yes. Also, with just the gloves and shoes thing, I believe we might actually be able to have, like, clothing customization, which I think would be pretty cool, as well as color customization, so that you can make your character appear whatever the heck you want them to be within the game, and also probably making it to where, while you'll be able to customize what they look like during the beginning of the game, not keeping a consistent, making sure that, like, clothing style can be changed throughout, but keeping the personal colorization all the way through the game. That's something that I find interesting, and I think something that would actually work for Sonic Forces. So now we kind of have an idea of what the possible character could be. Let's talk gameplay style, because obviously there's a lot to go over here with them saying is like, oh, we have a third gameplay style. However, they haven't told us what the third gameplay style is going to be. Personally, mainly because I am a nerdish fanboy, I believe that we're going to be having the Sonic Adventure playstyle for the third character. And from a business standpoint, this makes sense with Sega. Remember, some of you may remember that I released a video a while back referring to all of the references we got during the 25th anniversary about Sonic Adventure 3. There were so many references about all of that, and then during the middle of what was going on, they tore everyone's hearts down and they said, sorry, we're not developing a Sonic Adventure 3 yet. However, we will However, we are thinking about possibly working on it in the future, and we would not have any qualms working on it in the future. Which of course is disappointing, and I released an entire theory video about how they were liars. However, now that we have Sonic Forces and we're learning more about this third character, it makes sense from a business standpoint in order to give this third character the adventure playstyle. It's the third and only playstyle that we know of besides Modern and Classic, or should I say Boost and Classic, for players that actually know and have working. I do not think that Sega would be stupid enough in order to come up with an entirely new gameplay style for a new character when they have no guarantees of what it'll be working with. Mainly due to the fact that Sega has been saying that we're trying to reclaim the fanbase, we're trying to wow them, and we're trying to prove ourselves again and get back with everything that we are. So, Sega finally sorting itself out with its main IP character, that's big deal. It's a very important thing that comes along everything that we have to know and go on. However, when it comes down to other bits, if you were to come up with a new gameplay style, okay, but you run the risk of ruining your game with a new gameplay style. So if you go back to a style that you know that people loved, such as the adventure style, and you give it to the third character to play, then I have a feeling that it's going to be very awesome. So then what is the adventure play style? Well, basically, yes, you do move quickly through the level. However, it's more focused on puzzles, platforming, and collectibles. So, hence why I said, like, outfit changes would probably be something that we would see. Other things, of course, that we notice is, like, grind rails, nice amounts of enemies to fight that are easily taken down, with core collection and Chao Gardens. I highly doubt we're going to see a Chao Garden here, or core collection. If anything, like, destroying an enemy is just going to give you more stuff in order to fill up a meter of some sorts, or maybe not. We don't know. But when it comes down to it, though, I think that with all the teasing we got with Sonic Adventure 3 is still a tease. And I do think they're relying a little bit with the development process of all that different Sonic Adventure 3. Obviously, they might still have it a little bit in development, but it'd be taking more time than they thought it would, hence why they would create the lie. However, though, they also want to test the market, and this is why I say that it's a nice business standpoint if they were to use the adventure playstyle for the third character. My reasoning on this is that if they have the third character playing the adventure style, then they could test to see if people enjoy that in the market, and to see if there's still a market for it. After all, it's been over 15 years since we have seen anything related to the adventure playstyle, mainly because Shadow and Heroes got released after Adventure 2, and they had very different gameplay styles than Adventure. So it just creates a difference in mindset, and we have to figure out, okay, how are we going to pull this all off? How is all this going to be doing? The Adventure playstyle would be the most likely of everything that would be going on. And of course, we do have certain confirmed characters that are going on. Personally, I would love to see the Dodorucks in the game. Not led by Mammoth Mogul, though. I would prefer them to have their more prominent leaders that we've seen throughout the franchise, aka Scourge the Hedgehog and Flana Fox. I think those characters would be really fun in order to have, and they'd be an awesome parallel to go up against the Chidiots, who are non-playable characters, who will apparently be helping out with a bit of informancy. So, all in all, I have a lot of ideas that are running through my head, as you can tell. So I'm going to try in order to sort them all out and come up with like a mega thing of nerdism. But this is my video to try in order to get some of these thoughts out and share some of the ideas that are rattling through my brain of what's going on, while also prepping for the next episode of Sonic Stories that'll be coming up within the next few weeks. I still have other videos I have to do first, but I need, basically next Sonic Stories video is going to be on Tails, and that backstory is really hard to do. Not as convoluted as Eggman's, but it's still really hard to do. But other than that, I think I'm going to wind down here. So, if you guys have enjoyed this video, or you want to be able to discuss what's going on, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and put down in the comments what you think is going on with Sonic Forces. Who do you think we're going to be having as the third character? What's going to be the twists and turns that we're going to be having with the classic game style? What game style do you think the third character is going to be? And of course, any other general discussion ideas you have about Sonic Forces. And And the other thing you can also do is, subscribe. And if you're already subscribed or you just subscribed and you have not done so yet, then please make sure to hit that little bell down next to the subscription button so you can be notified whenever the heck I upload a new video and join the notification squad. Okay then. Other little bits, of course, as always, my Patreon pages are open. So, be sure to go ahead and check those out down in the description below. Of course, there's one for the YouTube channel, which helps support the actual creation of these videos. And of course, there is the other, which is for the book that I'm writing, and which has interesting concepts, and yes, is a furry bias. But who really gives a damn? That's what I gotta say on that. Anyway, I think we're done here. I may be digging around for a new outro, and I'm hoping to have an update video out soon, maybe later this week or starting next week. But basically, yeah, I have a lot of things that I have to do. So then, until next time, this is Team ID291 signing out.